Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're doing amazing. So I want to share with you an interesting conversation that I had with a client yesterday that actually comes up pretty often. And it just gives us so much insight and such a profound insight into the way human beings work and self-control works. So someone asked me yesterday, why is it that when I'm fleishig, I wouldn't even dream of touching milchigs? Like we were talking about if you want to get fleishigs on Shavuos, or why is it that, if it's a fast day, I would never dream about it, right? So her theory was it's Yiras Shamayim, and, that's a good theory. But I think that if we encapsulate what it really is at its essence, the reason we would never do it is because we feel there's no choice, right? It's not an option. And so you're not in this battle of yes, no, maybe so, I don't know, should I a little bit, maybe it will count it as my treat, maybe it da-da-da-da-da-da. There's no maybe, it's just no, right? And that's from habit. And that could be because of habit, it could be because of chinuch, it could be because of Yiras Shamayim, but whatever it is, it's not a debate, it's not an option. It's just no. And so we're not even considering it, right? And so what we want to try to do is that if something is yes, it's yes. If something's a little bit, it's a little bit. And if something is no, it's no. And really owning our decisions, right? And not being wishy-washy about our decisions and being very, very careful not to say no to things that might potentially end up being yes. Rather, say yes, and here's how much, right? And being very realistic and rooted in reality of if this no is really going to turn into a yes, then you're going to be in this wishy-washy debate, right? Then say yes and decide how much is just right and stick to that. But don't keep saying no about things, right? It's kind of like, right, when you get wishy-washy with a child, right? And so they're begging and they're nagging and they're begging and they're nagging and I said no, but please a little bit, and if you're wishy-washy with this child, right, it's ultimately going to be yes. But if you just say, okay, from the get-go, I know that this kid really needs this thing, I'm going to give them a little bit, right, here's the amount that we're having, and then after that, I'm sticking to no, and I said no. And right, so the message that we want to have in our head is to be very, very clear in advance about what's yes and what's no, and sticking to that so that no actually becomes absolutely no choice, the same way it is with fleishigs or with a fast day. And you'll feel much more empowered rather than always thinking I'm not going to do it and being the optimist and then taking a little bit and taking a little bit more, right? So then no has no meaning, right? So we want no to have a meaning, then we need to start saying yes sometimes and being realistic with what's going to be yes. And that way, when it's no, it's no. And the more you let no really be no, the more it becomes no choice, and then it's not a battle and it's not even difficult. So we actually have it in our control to make it as simple as it is for when we're fleishig or a fast day. But that's because we need to be clear on if no is really going to be yes, then we shouldn't be saying no. So make your commitments and stick to them. Be realistic with what you need and allow yourself the amount that you need. And then yes will be yes and no will be no, and the battle will be over. All right. So I hope this helps you over Yontif and with determining what you are going to have and what you're not going to have. And hit the like button if this resonates with you. Have a great day, everybody.